when I learned about this month's theme, passion, there were a lot of stories that I wanted to share with y'all, but they were all really painful. I wanted to explain a little bit about what it was like when I met the first woman that I felt really deeply in love with and would have done anything for. And I remembered how deeply dysfunctional my life became the next 7 or 8 years after that. I remembered how incredibly passionate I was about particular projects I've taken on. And some of the projects worked out really well, and other projects didn't work out too good. And it still is a big gaping hole in my heart. So what I wanted to do as a gift to y'all is not just tell you a story, but I also want to give you a little bit of Passion 101, some things that I've learned through my life about passion that they never really bothered telling you in school. Because frankly, to really kind of get into the nitty-gritty about what it means to be really passionate about something and the dangers that it poses isn't very marketable. It's not, right? I mean, what society tells us, you follow your dream and buy that car, and your dreams are going to come true, and it's just going to be awesome, and a person of the gender you're attracted to is going to want to have crazy monkey sex with you all the time. That's not always true. So what we're going to do is I'm going to try to bring to you just 2 or 3 main points about passion, and follow them up with 1 or 2 quick stories from mythology and my own life. First, understand that passion, following your passion, does not equal money. It doesn't. Maybe you won't notice as much, but it won't. There's a fun movie called Happiness where Will Smith's character studies really hard. He gets that job, and now he's making $1 gazillion. And for every real-life character like Will Smith, there are 17 people living under a bridge who decided to go after poetry. Second, the passion, just understand that. But having said that, having given that disclaimer and stuff like that, even though passion hurts, it's its own reward. It's something that's definitely worth pursuing. Quick case in point, we'll go to mythology, we'll go to real life. Odin was very passionate about protecting his people and the gods, and he wanted wisdom. So he went to the well and he asked an even older deity what he needed to do to get that wisdom, and he was told that he had to give up his eye in order to get that wisdom. And so Odin, feeling that passion for his people, went ahead, plucked out his eye, threw it down the well, and he was able to get it. It was its own reward. Even if you're a god, it hurts to rip out your own eye, right? I remember, I never ripped out my own eye, but I remember being passionately in love and seeing another human being as that individual really was. I was sitting in a community college class. It was mid-90s, and it was a class on social studies, and it was a Saturday class because I signed up late. And I sat in my class, and right to the right of me was the most beautiful creature in the entire world. And when I looked at her, I remember it just time froze. I'm sure if there were little butterflies, it would have been all frozen. Like they do in the movies. And I wanted to talk with her. I wanted to say something to her. And I said, "What are you drinking?" And she goes, "It's beer." It was love at first. But it was a good thing. Despite all the sacrifices that I made, fundamentally it was a good thing. Understand that passion will define you, defines what you are to your very core. To go back to mythology, you've got the Fisher King myth. The Fisher King goes out and he sees something that he wants to eat. He's hungry for something. He grabs the fish, gets burned by it, and then he falls down and he pierces himself, and that wound never really heals. But you know what? Now we know him as the Fisher King, right? Because the wound, the passion that he had never really healed itself. But all he could do all day was fish. and just understand that even that wound that you get hurt with, it's going to define you. That's not necessarily bad. To use a real world, just my own example. I've been very passionate about public transit issues in this community. And one day, the local newspaper about 5 years ago did a story on me taking the bus, because apparently taking the bus was a big deal, like 5 years ago.
5 years ago.
5 years ago, yeah, it was 2004, 5, 3, 6, I forgot. Doesn't matter. The point of the story is I get on the front page of the Asheville Citizen-Times putting my bike on the bus, okay? And so the next day I go in there, and there's this guy sitting in there, and he's looking at me like this. I said, what's wrong? I said, I've been taking this bus for 20 years, and I've never been on the cover of anything. It's the first time a white person takes the bus, then he gets on the front page. But he was right about that. But the point is that that's how I got to be identified in the community, is that guy who takes the bus everywhere. Your passion will define you. So again, to review, A, following your passion may not be the most lucrative thing in the world. B, passion is its own reward, but it hurts. C, passion will define who you are. And finally, in the long run, passion, when you follow your heart and you do what you feel like you're supposed to do, is not only fundamentally good for you, it's going to be good for the entire community. The gods were blessed when Odin took out his eye, and so he could get the wisdom he needed to help his people. The Fisher King's wound inspired tons of mythology of knights errant who would do anything they could to try to help the Fisher King overcome his wound. And ultimately, he did get cured. Don't be scared to follow your passion. It'll make you a better person, even though it's really scary. Thank you very much for your time. Have a good day.